set the stage a little bit. So my name's Wendy Lieber. I'm the CEO of Content Bacon. I am lucky to be an honoree this year. And because our organization, that's what we do, we help companies tell their stories. We were talking to Nancy and Sunita about how can we bring more awareness to IWEC and all these amazing women who are being honored this year, but also all the women who are involved in the organization and the previous honorees. And so as a result, we're helping create content prior to the event, during the event, after the event, all in support of celebrating, but more specifically celebrating 15 years this year. And so we selected, or Nancy selected 15 women, which I'm going to be doing interviews. I've done I did one with Carmen. And so, yeah, so I really want to use this. I mean, one, I've just been so impressed by the organization and the other women that I'm starting to meet. It's such a wonderful way to bring together women from all over the globe into, kind of one unified setting where we're all supporting each other and helping each other get to the next level. So I just feel so incredibly grateful for this exposure and then the chance to get to meet women like you.
Congratulations, double congratulations. First, because you are this year awardee, and that experience, believe me, I'm not going to tell you that much, but it's unforgettable. That's, and the other one, that being your first year as awardee, that you are making this unique work of having these interviews and, let's say, helping on the communication side, pre, during, and after. So congratulations and thank you in the name of IWEC.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So what I'd love to do, I know Jason sent you the pre-questions. So I'm just going to run through those, really just an effort to get to know you better and really hear your views, your voice on some of the items that we're going to be discussing. So first things first, I'd love for you to tell our audience about yourself and, what's your story? How did you get here? And just give us a little bit of background about you.
Oh, thank you. Well, my name is Gabrielle Fiorini. I am from Lima, Peru. I'm daughter of Italian. And my professional path has been very, let's say, very, or a wide variety of experiences.
Yeah.
Let's say, because I have been on the banking side, and after that, I worked for UN, for UNICEF.
Wow.
For almost 15 years. And after that, I entered into the business world in the restaurant segment. And this happens because of my mother and my husband, that they had this dream of having a restaurant. And I was like saying, oh no, that's so much work, that's 24/7. No, mom. First, my mom proposed it to me, and I said, no way, mom. And my mom, she was very clever, and she always follow her dreams. And that's one of the big lessons I learned from her. Always believe in your dreams. Wow. And go through them. And so she decided to involve my husband without my authorization.
Without your permission? Yeah. Good old mom. Thanks, mom.
So yeah, they went together into this project, and when it was going to become true, just that moment, they told me that their dream of both of them was going to have a shape and form and become a reality, and it's there where we are now with my husband, because my mom passed away 5 years ago,
Oh, sorry to hear that.
unfortunately. But we follow this interesting and demanding
Yeah.
restaurant business in which we are for more than 30 years.
Wow, that's incredible. What kind of restaurant is it? Does it have your
We have
Italian roots?
Peruvian restaurants specialized in seafood.
Okay, and how many do you have?
Right now we have 4.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
And is it 24/7 still?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
24/7. Believe me. Well,
Yeah.
we are lucky to have our kids, which are not anymore our kids, but at least basically 2 of them very involved in
Oh,
the
that's
in the
great.
running of the business. So that allows my husband and me to develop also our, let's say, our work in terms of being involved in organizations and in associations. So
Fantastic.
here is where we are.
Yeah, that's amazing. Congratulations. That's an amazing story. So I'd love to hear about how you got involved with IWEC. Give us a little history about, your involvement, what you've been doing, and yeah, because you're currently a vice chair, correct?
I am in the steering committee
Oh,
of
steering
IWEC.
committee.
Yes, in the
Yeah.
steering committee. Well, it's many years ago, I think around maybe 10 years ago, that I was attending a conference of WPO. I don't know if you have
Sure.
heard about WPO. I'm
Yes.
also a member of WPO,
Okay.
and this meeting was in Florida, in fact.
Oh, wow.
And Nancy Prager and
Yes.
Annie Boddington, they were also in that meeting. And so they approached to me to talk about IWEC and to know if maybe we were interested to participate. And there were 2 facts that made us, and I talk in plural, because our chamber, Lima Chamber of Commerce, is also involved, and in this sense, that's why I talk in plural. It's two aspects. The passion they transmitted to me when talking me about IWEC, and how to say, the firm belief of what they wanted to pursue was on behalf of women from all the world, not of certain countries or certain continents, but all over the world. So that's how we decided to participate in the year after this WPO meeting, which was in New York. Very interesting. And after participating there, we agreed at the Lima Chamber of Commerce to get deeply involved with IWEC. And not only we did not regret it, but we are more convinced than ever that was the best decision we had.
Wow. Incredible. I was going to say, well, you've been involved and very active for 10 years. So sounds like it was a great decision for you.
Yes, no, and personally, I have traveled all these years to the different countries where the IWEC conference has been held. And as far as I could continue doing it, I will do. And I'm so happy that a big delegation of Peruvian ladies is going to Madrid this year for this
Yeah.
special celebration of our 15 years.
No, it's incredible. Congratulations to you and all the women attending from your country. That's super impressive.
Thank you very much.
So, how have your multiple leadership roles across, all the different organizations you're involved in helped shape your frame of mind regarding what needs to change for women in business?
Wow, it's so dynamic.
Yeah.
Our world, let's say, but not only talking about businesses, but also about our development of human beings.
Yeah.
And we have experienced many negative situations, let's say, and these last 2 years, moreover. But even though we have continued together, but because there's something that we have learned, moreover, in these last 2 years, that it's essential to work together to get out of any constraint, any problem, any inconvenience. I do believe that the word Ubuntu describes us very well.
Yeah, say more about that for those that haven't heard that word or know what it means.
Yeah, Ubuntu means I am because we are, and we realized that we were afraid in these last 2 years, for example, what was going to be about our business, our families, etc. But then when we get together virtually and we have all these Zoom meetings, these WhatsApp conversations, etc. This, thanks to technology, we have been connected, is that we discover that our problems and our fears were more or less the same, or were the same, but let's say adapted to our each country situation and each personal situation. But at the end, we were on the same line of uncertainty.
Sure.
And being on that line, we look to the right and to the left and see all these business women that we are, that we can start another, let's say, another game from the same basis line in where we are. And that's how we are keeping on now, 2 years after, in the development of our business, not only in the continuance, but also looking new businesses, or let's say new business units to keep on in the business world.
No, that's fantastic. Yeah, sometimes out of our darkest moments, our biggest challenges, the biggest opportunities come, right? And it's nice to have a community to be able to rely on, to vent to, but also to, see the light and see what's next, and, lift everyone up.
Yeah, that's true. And if there is something that I learned about the big leaders in the different conferences where I had been lucky to attend, is that life is not what it happens to you, but what do you do with what it happens to you.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Outside of, I'm sorry, did you want to say something else?
No, and well, if I can say that, we have to realize also when we go through all these, let's call it negative experiences I mentioned before, is that the story of each businesswoman is like the addition of all kind of experience, negative and positive.
Yeah.
And what you have to find in certain way is an equilibrium between this experience and your decisions. You cannot stay there like crying on your feet because you won't go on like that.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, you have to decide to move on, decide to be confident, decide to be happy. It is in many instances just a decision, right?
Yeah.
Despite
like
how
that.
it may look. Yeah, no, I love all that. The next thing I wanted to talk about is, outside of all that experience, or maybe because of all that experience, what is your vision for the future of women leaders?
My vision regarding women leaders, first of all, my recognition to all those women leaders that goes beyond any constraint, and as mentioned, on behalf of the women all over the world.
Yeah.
And my vision is to please ask all these big women leaders to keep on, to count with us, to open path where maybe many women we cannot get into, but we can follow them. It's, for me, it's incredible that at this time of life, of timing, there are so hard situations that go through other women in other countries that for us cannot be acceptable.
Yeah.
But we have to find ways how to help them to just to allow them to believe in life again.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
The first time. That the first step is make them to believe there is a life for them, and how is what we have to assist them through training, through recognitions, through assistance from all over the world, so that they can become confident on themselves, economically independent, and then they can be a leader to other women of their own communities.
Absolutely. Yeah, as you were saying that, I was feeling what you shared about your mom and how she was just such a big believer and, following your dream. So it's amazing that is living on through you, and then you're passing that on through all your involvement and all your support with so many women throughout the world. So yeah, that's a wonderful contribution that you're making.
No, it's just a little stone.
Yeah, well, that's what it takes, right? Yeah.
But we have to all together put our own stones on the welfare path for all women.
Absolutely. What trends are you seeing across the workforce that you want to share with other female leaders?
Well, first of all, the trends is that we have to become very active in training. Having, for example, technology has been essential for us these last 2 years, we have to keep deeply involved in technology training. The other is the association. My recommendation to women businesses is to get involved in organizations that can allow them to grow, but also that they can contribute in this organization for the growing of other women. It has to be a win-win.
Yeah.
When you get involved in organizations like IWEC, like WPO, or any other on all the chambers of commerce, for instance, believe me, that's a win-win.
No, for
Because
sure.
you learned a lot, but you can teach a lot too.
Absolutely. All right. I love this next question. If you met yourself 10 years ago, what would you say to her?
Don't worry, be happy.
That's great. That's great.
That's as simple as that.
Yeah. It's all going to work out, right? Just have fun during the process.
Yeah, yes, because I mean, if you can find a solution, that's not the end.
Yeah.
Because there can be a solution, and it depends on you to find a solution.
I love that. If you want a founder or owner to capture one piece of advice, regardless of everything we spoke of today, what might that be? I mean, you've shared a lot of amazing nuggets. So, and any other words of wisdoms you can share with us?
I can mention yesterday I was talking with one of my daughters that she was since very young great entrepreneur, and now it's a very well recognized businesswoman in her line of business.
Yeah.
And she was like telling me, I would like to not to be so much involved on the daily operation basis, but to have more time for transmitting the vision and of what is our model of business, not only to our staff, but to similar companies. Because again, even if you are talking about your competence, there are many common issues among or between you and your competences that you can join on certain aspects, of course. And when she was telling me it's about this that the daily operation basis was like taking so much of her times solving many situations, I told her that I learned that when we're like involved that much, it's like being inside a mixer. You're always inside the mixer, running about like the knives of the mixer.
Yeah.
And sometimes you cannot get the right decisions if you are in this kind of high speed. Okay.
Yes.
So you need to jump out of the mixer to see from outside how is the mixing, the sauce, let's talk about that, you are preparing is getting a good texture. You have to taste it, because if you are inside a whole time, maybe you cannot have the overall view of what you need to see for taking decisions.
Wow, that's great advice. How do you disconnect and get outside of the mixer to see the bigger picture? Maybe get, what I hear is get more alignment with you, filter out all the noise and, kind of get to that quiet space where you can really hear your own voice. What do you do? How do you do that?
How do you do that? Well, when on hard situations, it's like a storm of feelings and thinkings that come out.
Yeah.
But they're coming on that speed because of the energy that this situation is creating in you. You need to calm. You should never take decisions or have reactions in hard emotional moments, because maybe you would regret it, and that you learn it with the experience.
Yeah.
And so you have to get out of, breathe, relax, do another activity. I love dancing.
Oh,
So
nice.
my best therapy is going to dance.
I love that.
Thanks God, I can do it. I have a great group of Zumba dancing. So that's the best for me, because it takes me out of everything, and I have to concentrate on the dancing, on don't losing the rhythm and all that. And that allows me to, through all the stress I could have, or any anxiety, and after that, after having the kind of breath, I can come back for taking the decisions or actions that could be the best. Not always are the best. We are human beings.
Sure.
And that's the other issue, that we have to understand that we are not perfect. And women, we are always looking for perfection.
Yeah.
And we know that perfect does not allow you in certain aspects to enjoy
Sure.
of what you are doing.
Yeah, it can be it can be paralyzing, right? To have that idea of perfection.
Yes, and that's a common issue about women all over the world, because we want to be perfect, not only as daughters, as wives, as mothers, our sisters, and as human beings, and we want to try to control these different aspects of our life in 100% perfection.
Yeah.
And that damages our space to be happy and our health, of course. So we have to accept ourselves the way we are, take the best of us, and try to amend what we could amend, and to accept what we cannot change.
Yeah, it sounds like you're saying we need to be a little easier on ourselves, give ourselves a little more space and grace.
Yeah.
Probably the same qualities we give so many other people, turn it to ourselves and give it to ourselves.
Yes, because women, we are very good advisors.
Yeah.
Let's say we have this like a very good psychological side, but we have to apply it to ourselves also, and begin to apply it to ourselves
Yeah,
to give and to spread all this, let's say, positive energy and happiness, and just relax, because I can tell you at this time of my life that we have heard that from our mothers and grandma, life goes so fast, which is true,
yeah,
that it's not that you're going to enjoy when you are up in the hill, but you have to enjoy your way to the hill,
absolutely.
to the mountain, to the hill, to your target, let's say.
Yeah, yeah. Enjoy the ride. So
That-
we have talked about a lot, and I so appreciate your sharing. And I just want to give you the opportunity. Are there any additional points, any other things that you want to share before we end our conversation for now?
I want to share my emotion that we are going to be together, the
Yes.
IWEC family member, in this special 15th anniversary. And after, it's since 2019, after the 3 years. So
Amazing.
that's incredible. We talking about the Peruvian group, we are so happy coordinating everything that I was like saying in the chat. It's like we feel like we are teenagers.
Oh,
It's
that's amazing.
traveling together, and the program is great. Each
Yeah.
year is very special, but we look forward to meet all our IWEC sisters to say together Ubuntu.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Well, this was such a pleasure to have this opportunity to meet you now and have this conversation. And I cannot wait to meet you in person when I arrive on Monday and continue our conversation, continue to strengthen this relationship. I can't wait to meet the other women from Peru while I'm there. So I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully getting in a dance in while we're there in Madrid, maybe.
Thanks. For me, it's going to be also a great pleasure, a great joy
Yeah.
to have you with us this year, and to say hurrah for you, as we say, for your awardee, and that you are now part of this
I am.
beautiful, interesting, useful, and proactive, let's say, uh, family of IWEC.
Oh, thank
Welcome
you.
to IWEC. Congratulations for your awardee, and see you just in a few days next week.
Thank you so much, Gabby.